Guys, what's up y'all? Welcome back to another video. For today's video, I decided to do something a little different. I know I never do sit down videos, but I thought this would be a great opportunity to do it because I spend so much of my time here on YouTube showing you what my life is like and showing you things around me, but I rarely turn the camera around and tell you about myself. So I thought this would be a great opportunity as my community here on YouTube is getting bigger to actually talk about myself. I know that a lot of my viewers are people that go to my school and probably know me, but for those of you who don't know me and are seeing my channel for the first time and being like, who's this random girl with a bunch of random letters in her username, like what's that about? You can't really tell who I am. So I thought this would be a great idea to get to know me. To start off, my name is Macy K. Petrius. You may notice that that is not what my username is, and there is a reason for that. Back when I first got TikTok, which was my first social media, we were trying to do like Macy Petrius, like all those variations for a username, and they're all taken, right? So my dad came up with the brilliant idea to use my initials for my username, which my initials are MKP. But he wanted to do it in a special way, so he decided to spell out phonetically my initials. So he did E-M-M-K-A-Y-E, which is how you spell my middle name K, and then P-E-A-P. So if you're ever wondering how to say my username is MKP, if you just read it, MKP, and those are my initials, and it kind of stuck, and I've used it for all my other social media accounts since TikTok when I first got it, and it's kind of stuck. So that's the reason for my username. I promise it's not just like some made up thing. It's my initials. So yeah, my birthday is October 10th, and I am 16 years old. I am a sophomore in high school, and I am born and raised in northern Colorado, and I am single as a Pringle. I am 16 years old and I have been single for 16 years. My family, I have a lot of pictures of my family. Oh, I decided, by the way, for this video to make it more engaging, to do it like a little presentation and show you little photos of my family. These are all my immediate relatives. So this is my dad, and this is my mom, and then this is my little sister Maddie. I realized that a lot of times in these videos I just say Maddie and assume you know who that is, but that is my little sister Maddie. She is I see her every single day. She's very prominent in my life. She is 13 and she goes to the middle school, but she's been in a lot of my videos. She has her own playlist on my channel even, so she's very prominent on this YouTube channel as well. So if you didn't know who that was before, that is my sister Maddie. And then I have two half siblings. This is my half sister Taylor, who is 13 years older than me. And then this is my half brother Brady, who is 11 years older than me. Taylor lives in Oregon and Brady lives in Montana. Taylor and Brady are my dad's children. And growing up, they were a lot older than me. But they were my biggest idols ever, like actually ever. This is me and this is them. I would love when they came over. They used to come over on weekends, and it was the most exciting thing for me. And they were always they were who I looked up to for when I was a kid. That was kind of a hard thing for me as a kid because I would rarely see them, and I didn't understand how, for a lot of people, siblings lived in their house and were always with them, but for me, my siblings lived somewhere else and they only came every once in a while, and they were so much older. So that was a hard thing for me to understand as a kid, but it also just made my relationship with them even more special, and they're the reason that I got into YouTube. So back when they were teenagers or old children, I don't know, they would make all these videos in our basement and just like all these videos all the time. They were really good at making Lego stop motion animations, and once I got like a little bit older and started watching those, I was like, this is the greatest thing in the world. I thought they were amazing. So obviously I wanted to do exactly that. So I became fascinated in movies and became fascinated in making videos. Me and my sister Maddie would make fake YouTube videos all the time. And my siblings, Taylor and Brady, they grew up in the time of just making videos for fun. But me and my sister grew up in the time of YouTube. So our videos weren't stop motion animations and we didn't have action. Our videos were fake YouTube videos, fake vlogs, fake merch hauls, all the things. I remember this one trip we went to Granby, Colorado, and me and my sister made fake YouTube channels. We didn't post them or anything, but we like even made the intros and we used iMovie to edit all the videos. And that's how what they did translated into our lives was making fake YouTube videos. And then one day, and I just kept doing it. I kept making fake YouTube videos and I would just show them to my family. And then one day my parents were like, how come you don't just upload them, post it? It's on YouTube. And I was like, really? That's something I can do? Are you sure? And they're like, sure, why not? And so, yeah, back in like when I was in 7th grade, I uploaded my first video to YouTube. It is unlisted, which means only people with links can see them. And that's how I uploaded a lot of videos. So right now, if you go into my channel, the first video on there is from summer 2022, I think. But I had lots more videos before then. If you want to see them, you can go onto my Instagram, and if you go into my Instagram highlights called YouTube, there's links to the older videos on there. They're very cringy, but they still exist on YouTube. You just can't see them without the link. And then one day I decided to post them for real to YouTube, and that my first video I think was my camp video. And ever since then I've been doing it once a month and I love it. Hey, it's Macy from the future and I am here with a little ad of sorts. If you watched my December video from last year, you would have seen that my school did Alice by Heart, right? Alice by Heart. And we were trying to get into nationals with it. Well, guess what, guys? We got into nationals, which is so exciting. We were one of 9 schools that are getting to perform on the main stage of International Thespian Festival this summer in Indiana. And I could not be more excited. This is my first time in the cast of a high school show, and I get to perform in front of thousands of people. It's actually insane. Everyone's over the moon about it. It's a huge deal. Over 5,000 schools applied to get in, and we are one of 9 schools. And not only that, we are the only of the 9 schools that gets to perform twice at the conference. We are in the biggest theater. We're performing twice in front of thousands of people, and it's so, so exciting. But we need your help. It costs a lot of money to get all the way from Colorado to Indiana because we have to bring everything from our show to Indiana. We have to bring our sets, our costumes, props, lighting, sound, anything you can think of. All that we have to personally transport that to Indiana, along with 40 cast and crew members. The individual cost per student is $1,500. Altogether, that is $67,000. So we are asking for donations, and I totally understand you if you guys are like, I don't even know who you are, why would I do this? But if you are willing to donate, that would be so much appreciated. Nothing is too big or too small. I promise you it would be amazing. So I'll leave the link down below to where you can donate. But also my school is having 2 encore shows, encore performances in May before we leave. So if you can't donate, that is totally fine. But if you want to, if you're nearby, stop by and come see our show. I'll also leave the link down to our theater website where you can find tickets and learn more about those shows. It would mean so much to us and so much to me if we got some of that support. And yeah, so don't take this too seriously, but if you are willing or wanting to donate, please consider it. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to talk about something very kind of serious about something that happened to me when I was very young. And you might have clicked on this video because you saw it in the thumbnail, but it recently came up because my friends found out. But here's the thing, this is something that I rarely talk about. And it's kind of like became like my biggest secret, even though it's like not really a secret. It's just like something that I don't tell people, and not a lot of people know. But I decided, why not tell everyone? Why not tell everyone on YouTube? So that's what I'm doing. So when I was 2.5 years old, I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, pediatric cancer. So yeah, I am a cancer survivor. I had to get my tumor actually ruptured, and I had to get my kidney removed. So my entire right kidney is gone. I only have one kidney. And then along with that, while they did that surgery, I got a bowel obstruction, and so they had to put a tube down my nose and down my throat, and I couldn't eat for 3 weeks. I had nothing to eat for 3 weeks until they could go back and fix my bowels. And then I had a lot of radiation and then many months of chemotherapy, but now I am over 12 years in remission. It's been a very long time since I had cancer, but it's something that happened and I don't really talk about it, but I wanted to show you guys some pictures. I was very, very young. This is me when I had the tube up my nose. This is one of the procedures that I do remember is them putting the nose down my throat. It was actually the worst thing ever. I actually hated it. It was terrible. But I did survive off of lollipops for like 3 weeks. That's all I could consume was lollipops. And so that was really fun for me as a 2-year-old. Yeah, and it was right around my birthday, actually, too. I had Halloween in the hospital. Yeah, there's this whole book that, someone made, I think my grandma maybe, but it's like this book all about my cancer journey. So we have lots of pictures from it, but, yeah, look how cute I was, though. I had a little bald head. Cutie. Cutie. This is me and my sister. One of the complicated things about, me having cancer at that time was my mom was also pregnant with my little sister Maddie. So my mom was dealing with the immense, like, incredible stress of her daughter having cancer whilst being pregnant and having to give birth to her second daughter. But yeah, this is me on my Make-A-Wish trip. I was also a Make-A-Wish kid. I went to Disney World. This is me at Disney World. We also have this whole like photo book from Disney World. Super cute. But yeah, my original Make-A-Wish was to pet a squirrel, and my mom thought that was a bad idea. So she's like, maybe Disney World. And I was like, what's that? And then we decided to go to Disney World. But imagine if my Make-A-Wish was to pet a squirrel. That would definitely be interesting. But yeah, so one of the reasons that I don't talk about having cancer very much is because I was so young that I don't remember a lot of it. So it's hard for me to call myself a cancer survivor because cancer feels more like something that happened to me, rather than something that I went through. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I always knew, like, there was never a day when my mom was like, Macy, you had cancer. And I was like, what? I didn't know that. Like, I knew, but like, how much did I actually know? I have no idea. Like, I don't know if I was aware of the mortality of the whole thing. Like, I don't know. None of that is there. I remember having lollipops in the hospital all the time. I remember watching movies in my hospital bed. I remember just like bits and pieces that here and there. And it's just like weird, but like physically my body went through that. I have the scars to prove it. Speaking of which, I can show you guys. So these are some scars that I have. I have this one. I don't actually know what they're from, but yeah, I have this one up here, and they thought I had appendicitis. So first they went in to see if I had appendicitis, and then they're like, so her appendix is fine, but she has a giant tumor on her kidney. But anyway, so I have this scar, and then I have this scar, and then I have like these weird dots. Oh yeah, so I have like one right here, and it's just like one little line. I have no idea what that's from. Like, see, that's like what I mean. Like, I went through cancer, obviously, but I don't even know what surgeries these scars are from. And so that's like really, it's just like a confusing thing for someone to go through. And it's a confusing thing to own as like a part of your identity. I don't know. I also have a scar from my port where I got my chemo. So I have this. And when I was younger, like in preschool, it was a much more thing that I would talk about all the time. Like, I would go to preschools And the teachers would be like, Macy, can we see your scars? Like, the teachers. And I was all like constantly lifting my shirt up to show my teachers my scars. And I thought that was weird, but that was something that happened all the time. But now, as someone in high school, as that happened, 14 years ago, like, it never comes up anymore. And so it just feels like it's getting more far and farther removed from who I am, even though it is who I am. The title of cancer survivor is just such a blanket term because it's so many different stories and so many different situations. And I don't know, it's just something that's always kind of been hard for me to talk about. Not because I'm embarrassed of it, just because I feel guilty that there are people out there who live with the burden of remembering everything. Then there's me who had cancer but doesn't actually remember any of it and doesn't have the mental trauma that someone else does. But I've decided that by telling my friends that one day, I'm like, no, I am a cancer survivor. There's no guidelines for what a cancer survivor is and isn't. It's someone who had cancer and then survived and beat it. And that's what I did. But yeah, if you guys want another video, like a cancer story time where I kind of like talk to my parents about it, totally let me know, because I think that would be super interesting. Okay, so now on to a much lighter topic. I'm gonna talk about my hobbies now. So as a lot of you know and have seen on my channel, I am a huge theater and choir kid. I've been doing theater for so long, since first grade. This was my first ever theater thing. I had this like little singing class. That's me singing my heart out. Ever since then ever since then I have loved performing, and I have never stopped. Into the Woods, which is our spring musical, which I'm doing costumes for, is my 14th production I've ever been in. And I also love fashion. I did not think that I would love costumes as much as I do, but I love costumes. So not only do I love performing as an actor and as a singer, I also love designing costumes, making costumes, and I specifically like the logistics of like figuring out costume changes and just like being backstage. I'm actually costumes co-lead this year, so that's really, really cool. And I am costuming the witch, Rapunzel, and Sleeping Beauty. In case you know the characters in the Woods, that's who I'm doing. Super excited. I've definitely got my hands full, but I'm so excited for that. But yeah, I also love fashion. My favorite thing about fashion is that I love to dress as a different aesthetic every single day. I love exploring and mixing and matching and looking like a different person every single day. And so that's what I love about clothes. I love that I can express myself in that way. I also love history and geography, but history as well. This was me when I was a junior docent at the Avery House, which is a house, it's like this historical house in my town, where, yeah. So basically that's me and that's my sister Maddie, but basically we would go there and we would dress up in old-timey clothes and memorize facts, and then we would stand in rooms, and as people came in, we would tell them all about this family and all about this house, and it was like so much fun. Also, I love geography and culture, learning about different cultures. This is my world map that I've got going in my room, but I love exposing myself to different cultures. I think it's so fun. Out of the 3 books I'm reading, 2 of them are about cultures that I know nothing about, and I'm learning so much, and I think it's so fascinating. This is about it's told in 3 different perspectives, but it's about Pakistani immigrants, and then this one is Trevor Noah, who grew up as a mixed race person in South Africa during post-apartheid, which crazy. And I just love learning about different cultures, and I think it's so fascinating to me. One of the things that I think is important is to be a good global citizen of the world. Yes, I am a citizen of Colorado and of America, but I'm also a citizen of Earth, and we are the only planet that they've discovered that has humans on it. And it's such a unique, diverse planet, and I think it's important that we all are aware of world issues and know what's going on in the world. And I just think it's important to be a global citizen. Anyway, I love learning about different cultures, and one of the ways I do that is through music and through TV. So I love K-pop, I love listening to Korean music, and I love watching Korean dramas, Korean TV shows. They're so fun. I'm learning Korean on Duolingo. Not very far. It's a hard language. But yeah, I'm also learning Spanish on Duolingo, and I also have gotten into watching Bollywood or Hindi movies, and they are so fun. I absolutely love them. They're so fascinating. I've learned so much, and the storylines are amazing, and the characters are amazing, and the guys are so hot, and I love them. Yeah, and so I love listening to Punjabi music. I was on the bus back from camp last year, and there was this kid, and he was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Punjabi music." And he's like, "You listen to Punjabi music?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I do too." And it was like such a little fun connection to have. And I think it's a great way to meet new people and to learn new things. I don't know if you can really call it a hobby, but it's an interest of mine. And yeah. So after all that, I hope you guys got to know a little bit more about me. I talked about some serious things in this video, but I hope that now, after watching this, you feel more connected to me as a person, and maybe watching my videos, you're like, oh, I understand why she does that now. But yeah, I hope you guys really like this video, and let me know if you have any questions about anything that I talked about in this video. Please leave a comment, or if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave it in the comments. I would love suggestions, and I love questions. So please don't be afraid to leave a comment, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye!
Everybody wants to be my girl. Everybody wanna take her heart away.